What are you seeing in terms of the landscape for IPOs in Hong Kong? Will more tech firms follow suit? How do you view Alibaba's potential listing?
I am happy if this report is indeed correct, that they're planning to come. But if they do come, it's not a surprise to us, because I have said, when you travel far, you come home. Everybody does that. But that doesn't mean that you give up your home, your new home. So I'm sure they're just going to come back and keep whatever they're doing in New York or in other places, and they will be coming back to Asia. They could be here, or they could be Shanghai, or they could be in Shenzhen. Shanghai has a new tech board. So we're very, very happy that they're coming back, and we'll be very happy for whatever decisions they may make.
And ostensibly, Charles, the revamping of the market rules to allow for dual-class shares, that is maybe helping Alibaba's thinking in returning to this side of the world. Are you hoping to woo other issuers?
Yeah, that's obviously is a very key reform. We have done a lot last year, and that particular WVR structure is something that is very important for a lot of new economy companies. So I think we have a strong pipeline. And this market is ready. This market, is in many ways really the ideal market for people who wanted to be in the Asian time zone, close to their customers, close to their market, but while completely exposing themselves to international capital. So I think there's really no reason not to be here. And WVR used to be one of the reasons, or one of the key reasons, that it's difficult for them to come. And that now being reformed and changed, we are open for business.
The news around Alibaba's potential secondary listing here in Hong Kong, that comes as the trade war is escalating between the U.S. and China. Are you assessing your strategy in light of this?
Obviously, this trade war is a global event. It's going to affect all of us in very, very deep ways. So nobody likes it. We're all almost like watching on the sidelines, praying that this divorce is not to take hold, and maybe there are ways to scale it back. But we'll have to see.
What messages are you hearing from potential issuers when it comes to maybe reviewing their IPO plans, be it here in Hong Kong or elsewhere?
Well, everybody is looking at this and asking the question, what does this impact me? How does this impact me? So this is not only about IPOs, it's about a company, about investment, about even somebody who just wants to start a business. Is the time to do it? And should I wait? So that sort of uncertainty that this created is very costly and to the entire economy. So I think the political leaders need to really take the responsibility, quickly define what is really you wanted. If you want A, we probably can agree. If you want B, it's probably hard, but probably we can work something out. But if you want something that fundamentally is unacceptable to the other side, then we're going through a divorce, and then we should go into a civil and peaceful and hopefully a process that ultimately allow everybody to get on with their lives.
And Charles, the biotech sector has been a key focus, part of the revamp with the stock market rules were focused in this space. You've seen several pre-revenue biotech firms come to Hong Kong. Then what kind of feedback are you getting regarding those reforms? What kind of changes might you see going forward?
We already had 10 listings and raising $35 billion. We're already the second largest biotech market globally. And we have another 10 in the pipelines. But the key here is that we are launching this very important chapter in a market where a huge population and is aging. And so this is the area that I see tremendous opportunity. But I'm also quite worried that there are also attempts to say that this US-China conflict should also somehow spill over to this particular sector, which would be really ill-conceived, because unlike trade, manufacturing, technology, you could argue that if the rise of China could mean the decline of America in employment or in military security, national security, technology advancement, I'm not saying I agree with that, but I could see the reasonable argument. But in biotech, before you are American, before you are European, before you are Asian, we are humans. We all want one thing. We want to be healthy. We don't want to get sick. When we have a disease, we want to get that disease discovered and cured. So there's only one company and one enemy. There's no enemy between us. There's only one common enemy, disease.